This is Dr. Gigi Sabbat, and you're listening into the Walk With Me podcast. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back.
Yeah, it's such an honor to have you back on the show. Joe, update us, please. What's been going on with you and your world? Tell us a little bit more.
Oh, goodness. I think for me, the biggest shift right now is just adding on a little bit more service. So, shifting out of just offering the visual side for brand photography and videography, walking into how my clients can actually implement the brand all the way through their client experience. So, still offering brand photo and video, getting into some website redesign, and then how they could take their branding and carry it all the way through from client emails to nurture sequences to how they show up, how often they show up, all of those pieces.
I love it. Tell us a little bit more about one of your success stories.
So I think the biggest thing has just been for her, she had done a lot of the DIY branding. So everything was disjointed. Her website looked one way, social media looked another. She wasn't doing emails at all. And she was running herself ragged. And so just scheduling haphazardly, for lack of better words, kind of letting the clients dictate. And then she was kind of running all over the place. So we sat down, we decided what her branding needed to look like based on her authentic self, who she was trying to attract, what services she wanted to offer. And we did a full brand photo session, have updated her website, and then sat down and we've actually figured out when she wants to schedule, see patients, implemented a calendar system so that patients can schedule easier. And it also allows her to control her scheduling when she's going to see patients. It's instead of seeing 20 patients one week and then 5 the next, it's more spread out, it's more even. And then we discussed the pricing and all those pieces, and then how she could re-engage with past clients. So now she's emailing and re-engaging with people she's already worked with to increase referrals and even some repeat business. So it's been good for her.
I love it. And as a successful business owner, what message do you have for an individual who's just looking to start their own business?
So start with authenticity and become the face of your brand. Do not hide behind your offer, your service, your logo. People like to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And the only way that they're going to be able to do that is if they actually get to know, like, and trust who you are, not what you offer.
I love it. And now tell us a little bit more about what gives you joy, Joe.
Goodness, at work or the day, honestly, for me, the biggest joy is having an impact in someone's life. So positively impacting somebody and helping them discover some new level of confidence so that they can go out and share their gift with the world is what really brings me joy.
I love it. And let's talk a little bit more about confidence. What does confidence mean to you?
Confidence to me, oh goodness, that's a very loaded question, isn't it? But at the most simplest form, the confidence is really just being able to show up and be unapologetic about who you are. So, not becoming the version that you think somebody else wants you to be, just being the version that you were put on this earth to be, and then being okay and remembering that you're not meant for everybody and that's okay, but that you have a gift and you have a purpose and the confidence to be that person authentically every day.
I love it. Show up and show up powerfully. Powerful message. Now, Joe, you are actually one of our LSCOA speakers, our Lifesaver Center of America speaker, and you spoke at our second annual Global Warriors Conference in 2024. Tell us a little bit more about your experience.
Oh my goodness, what a pleasure to get up on stage and then just get to spend the day with some amazing other business entrepreneurs, everybody that has a heart for Christ and that really just wants to make an impact. And then they've taken their gift and really just owning up to the fact that they want to get out there and share it with the world. And so just being surrounded by people who are like-minded, and honestly, all of them had that giver's gain mentality. No one was in it for themselves. They're all out to try to help somebody else. And I think that was the biggest impact. And I was supposed to speak again last year, and a virus had a different opinion. So I'm hoping to get an invite to your 2026.
Yes, you are invited. We cannot wait to hear from you, Joe. We're hoping you can join us again. And it's in Palm Coast, Florida, again, by popular demand. So we hope you can join us. We'd love to hear from you.
Right in my backyard. That's 100% yes.
Yes, super excited, fired up. And now, Joe, what if an individual wants to get out there and start speaking more, but they are afraid, they're scared? What message do you have for that individual?
Do it scared. All of us are scared. I was scared. I still am. And I think, honestly, the number one thing I can tell you is that someone out there is waiting for you to have the courage to show up because you have something that they need to hear see, learn from. And so somebody out there, that's the way that I look at it. Somebody out there needs to hear the message that I have to say today. So that's more important than my fear of getting up on the stage.
Wow. Faith over fear. Very powerful. Hence the title of the previous episode, right? Faith over fear.
100%. And
Yes.
I
Now,
think that guides us in so much every day
yes.
because there is so much fear and it can hold you back. And sometimes I think our purpose, we find it in the discomfort. I feel like if it's been laid on your heart and there's a calling and you have a reason or an idea, it wasn't by coincidence. It wasn't, not for a purpose. And then if it's uncomfortable, that's okay. If I had $1 for every time someone told me that they didn't want to get on camera, I wouldn't have to work anymore. But I think I honestly, it's someone out there is waiting to hear a message and then do it scared. And the first time it may be really scary. And then the second time you're going to realize you survived and no one ate you and you didn't die. And then you can do it again. And then each time it gets easier and easier.
That's right. Do it scared. Very powerful message. And be comfortable being uncomfortable. Get out there. Get out of your comfort zone.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. And now, Joe, what's next for Joe? Any upcoming projects that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, goodness. I have so many upcoming projects. I think the couple that I would love to speak to is that I will be planning a retreat at some point this year, most likely September or October. I am going to be doing a retreat for women business owners who are looking to elevate their brand and would love to come create content over a set period of days. And I want to be able to do some content for them, get some elevated photos, help them create their own and learn how that they can go out and do what they need to in the filler in the meantime. And then I will also be launching my own software for women who are looking for a CRM. So they need something to manage their clients, their systems, their emails, and how to just stay organized and structured. So I am going to have a version that a lot of things I've already learned and put into place, my nurture sequences, the things that I do will be able to replicate in their business and then just adjust it to their brand, their message, what they need. That takes away a lot of the guesswork and a lot of the time and effort and money that I've put into building my own. I'm looking to share that with other people.
I love it. And tell us again, what inspired you to do the type of work that you do?
The impact, man. I think for me, the biggest, when I decided to niche down to branding, it was after a brand photo session I had done for myself. And the side effect of branding is what I call it. Yes, I had elevated pictures. All of a sudden, I had the confidence to not only start showing up in my socials, updated my website to feel more professional, but I realized that I started walking into rooms different. I walked into rooms more confidently. I felt more confident in my own skin. I stopped whispering what I did. I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm Joe and I'm a mom and I'm a wife and I'm a friend and I'm a sister and I do this thing on the side."
Oh,
And I started saying like I am a brand photographer and I own a business and this is what I do. And that's the side effect of branding. When you feel aligned with the visuals that you have, it gave me the confidence to start showing up and take myself more seriously and my business more seriously. And then giving that gift to other women, helping them be able to find that confidence themselves. So many people like to hide behind their business. And I love, love, love pulling people out of the shadows and helping them step authentically into themselves. And so that is what makes me do what I do every day.
that's nice. I love it. And now, Joe, what message do you have for an individual who feels stuck today?
Stuck.
Yes.
Wake up tomorrow and try again. Just set it down. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in the to-dos and we can get overwhelmed and it feels like it's too much. So my recommendation is close your laptop, close your to-do list, go for a walk, go play with your kids, go out to dinner with a friend and just clear your mind. And then pray about where am I going? What do you want from me? Wake up tomorrow and see what you have to feel and say, and then try again.
That's right. And speaking of prayer, what is your favorite Bible verse?
I don't think I have one.
All right.
There's too many. No, I think ultimately for me, I try to live by the love and like kindness and all that stuff. But then what's that one, Gigi? And I'm awful with Bible verses, remembering the ones, but it's this, the Psalm one where it's like, we have the gift in being able to just get out there and step forward and just be who we were meant to be. Like
Yes.
that. Yeah. Bible verses and I have too many that I like, and then I'm really bad at remembering what they actually are.
That's all right. And that's such a powerful one that you shared there as far as stepping out. And mine's is Joshua 1:9. It says, Haven't I commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid or discouraged, for your Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Therefore, you're not alone.
I mean, yes, amen to that. And people like you inspire me and leave me in awe because I am like, yep, there she goes. She just quoted a Bible verse word for word, line for line. Me, I live by the guidance and the views of it because I remember the meaning and what it's meant for. And then
And that's what
hold
matters.
it. Yeah.
Living. Yes. And now, Joe, what does gratitude mean to you?
You know, it's interesting. I've been actually spending a lot of time trying to focus on the things I'm grateful for instead of all the things that I wish I still had. But gratitude to me, just leaning in and being thankful for what we do have in front of us and taking the time to sit back and realize where things have worked when maybe you were too busy to realize. And I know for me personally, I like to move the bar. So I set goals, I ask for things, I pray for things, and then I get there and I push the bar. I'm like, oh, I got here. And then I got here. And then for me, it's taking a moment to step back and realize that I'm living the life that I prayed for at some point in the past. I just, sometimes get competitive and ambitious. And I'm like, okay, now I want this. But it's really taking the time to sit in and see, what do you have? Do you have your health? I have my children. I live in a safe place. Like just really leaning into the things that I can be grateful for.
Wow, powerful. And tell us a little bit more about your experience as a mother.
Which part would you like to know about?
As of 2026, where you are now with your children aging, I know you were on episode 1 with us, right? As far as the first episode, tell us a little bit more about where you are now as far as motherhood goes.
So, for motherhood, I have a high schooler and a middle schooler. I have a son that is about to turn 16 and a daughter that is about to turn 13. So, as much as I feel like the younger years were hard, I'm on a whole new level of hard trying to navigate people who are becoming young adults and being able to nourish and flourish the personalities that they have while also navigating the sass and then the attitude and all of the things that come with aging. I think that there are definitely days where I have to stop in talking about gratitude. There was a time just recently, and my daughter we did not get along for a moment. And I had to walk away. I was like, okay, you go with your dad and your brother. I'm just going to separate myself. And as I'm walking away, super frustrated and overwhelmed by everything that was happening, without going into too much detail, sometimes it's just parenting. We don't have a guidebook. I don't know how to navigate every situation, every emotion. But I remember taking a second, just closing my eyes and saying, thank you, God, for giving me a daughter and the opportunity to have to face this challenge. Because I know that there are women out there that would give anything to be a mom and have to deal with the things I'm going through. But yeah, this phase of motherhood is interesting. It's busy and it's full and it's navigating all of the different pieces. And then reminding myself, even in the days where I feel like I'm not enough, that I question whether or not I was the right mom or that I'm doing the right things, that I don't know better than the man that blessed me to be the mom of these two children. He thought that I was enough and exactly what I needed to be. So some days I remember that. Some days I just say that I hope my kids' counseling bills are less than mine were. But we just set the bar at what we can. And then ultimately it's I will do what I think is best for my children, and I will try to guide them as much as possible. And then remember that I am not in this alone, that somebody else has them as well.
That's right. That's right. God is good, and you will always get through. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much for being transparent and vulnerable here with us, Joe, in regards to that. Now, what message you have for an individual experiencing the same situation that you have faced in this lifetime as a mother, maybe with one of their children?
I think sometimes we take everything personal. And so I think that the number one thing that I am working with, and I do not do this well every single time, so this is something that I still continue to work through, is that you have to remove the emotion from the situation. And then for each child, they're different. So then figuring out what could the trigger be? Are they lashing out at you? One of the things that I try to remind myself is that I will see all versions of my children. And sometimes because they are the most comfortable with me, I will get to see the ugliest side of them. But then I remind myself it's because they are the most comfortable with me. And then trying to get to the underlying root of what is going on. So in the moments where we're not getting to laugh and smile and cuddle and living all the delightful things of motherhood, and we're going through the hard, it's trying to remove the lash out and figure out, is there something else that's going on? Are they lashing out at me? Is it truly because of me, or is it just some circumstance outside of what? So I think that's been the most helpful, where I really try. And if I'm having a bad day and I'm tired, I'm not the best at it, but I really try to not take it personal. So I think that's the piece. Whatever is happening, try not to internalize their actions as a direct reflection on something they feel about you. If you really start to just ask the questions and then figuring out your children, like my daughter, if she's in a state of overwhelm and having a moment, sometimes just hugging her and letting her have the space, not reacting, not telling her. And I know for me, if you tell me to relax when I'm freaking out, it's probably going to get the opposite reaction, but just giving her that space to let her have her moment, and then letting her know, when you're ready, I'm here to talk. And that's when I find out it had nothing to do with me. She lashed out because of whatever, but it truly was something else that happened. And then you have the space to really kind of build that relationship and create a safe place for the kids to really just be able to eventually tell you what's going on. And it may not be in that moment. They may need to come back later once they've calmed down to revisit.
Wow, that's powerful. Meet your children where they are, create a safe space. So powerful. Thank you so much, Joe. Now, Joe, do you have any last words for the audience?
As you are out there doing your thing, do it scared. And I think the best thing, I'll go back to what I said earlier, someone out there is waiting for you to have the courage to show up and let them know that you exist with whatever service God has placed on your heart to provide. So don't be scared to get out there. And the worst that can happen is you'll go, oh, now I know to do it different. And then tomorrow you can get up and try it a different way.
That's right. Very powerful. Joe, thank you so much for being a guest on Walk With Me podcast. Again, this is part 2, right? The first episode was titled Faith Over Fear. Again, such an honor to have you back on the show. Where can the audience find you? Thanks, Joe. Where can the audience find you?
Branding by Joe on all the things. Brandingbyjoe.com. I'm Branding by Joe, no E, just J-O, on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok. I'm in all the places.
Thanks, Joe. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Joe on all of her social media platforms and also her website. And Joe, thanks again so much. Talk soon.
Talk soon.